Welcome everybody, Shut Your Mouth Lounge, episode 112. It's me, it's Alex. We got here Addy.
Say hi.
He's dead. We killed him before the podcast so he couldn't talk about his anime anymore. And there's Soon too.
Hey.
Hey.
Yeah, Soon's
really?
got a new accent, by the way. He spent too much time in Romania. He's become one of them now.
Okay, the
He's
Hungarian
returned to
accent and
Empire.
Romanian accent are very different, Alex. That's kind of insulting.
I mean, admittedly, I am a dumbass. I feel like that's enough of an excuse. I can use that as a blanket, a safety blanket right there. Alex, what you just said was incredibly racist. Yeah, but I'm stupid.
Freaking Bioshock flashbacks.
What was the fucking thing that Kevin Spacey said when he first got accused of pedophilia? I am proud to announce I have officially come to the conclusion I am Romanian. Therefore, it's okay.
Oh yeah, man, that Kevin Spacey thing was so stupid.
Obviously, I can't be a pedophile because I'm gay, and that obviously that means that I cannot be a pedophile. You're either a pedophile or you're gay. You can't be both.
Yeah.
That wasn't entirely accurate. He just tried to distract from it.
Yeah,
It was like, I understand that I've been accused of raping a guy, but like, I'm going to come out as gay right now. So yeah.
It's the equivalent tactic of, well, I've been accused of rape, but you see, I'm opening a new charity for cancer victims, so clearly this means I didn't rape that woman. Obviously, right, guys? Right? Back me up here. Someone? Help? Oh, man. On a lighter note, hey, Addy, you see anything coming out on your channel this week?
Probably not.
Sweet, not on mine either. Yeah, unless I come up with an idea, which is unlikely. Anything coming out on the group channel that we're aware of?
I'm trying to check right now, but YouTube is not liking it. Give me like a minute.
Alright. Yeah. So, Soon, how's your day?
How has my day been?
Yeah.
I woke up like half an hour ago.
Sweet.
So
I got up at like 6 o'clock and ate pancakes. That's what I do every Saturday before the podcast, actually. It's a ritual. It's the ritual. It's the rite of good podcasting. I must eat a pancake, and then
I must see the podcast.
Yes, that's what happens to the past podcast. I have to consume the previous podcast and use its energy.
Is that what happened to the last one? You ate it?
I consumed it and am using its energy for this week's podcast. What do you mean? What happened to last week's podcast?
It wasn't put up, dude.
Did I? Oh, you know what? That it never got uploaded because we spent a fucking hour on the fucking tabletop simulator, and then I had to go get CVS 2.
Oh, yeah. Right, yeah.
That's what happened. Well, it wasn't a very good podcast anyway, so...
Nope.
But yeah. So, on Monday, we have Third Strike, the first part coming out. And then... The
mysterious missing episode 111.
Yeah.
It was cursed by the repeating numbers. When episode 222 comes, Pink will have a heart attack live on recording.
By that point, we'll have face cams. By that point, we'll have face cams, and we'll just have it on tape.
No, Pink will have a stroke, and every podcast episode afterwards, half of Pink's face gets a little lower. It's God's punishment for him being too sexy.
But he's still gonna look better than all of us combined.
Oh no.
Right, so on Monday we had Third Strike, and then on Saturday or whatever, freaking Friday, we have Street Fighter 2, Champion Edition and Super Turbo.
Both.
Yes, both of them in one video because they would have been like 2-minute videos. So
Yeah. Yeah, because Street Fighter 2 has a very small roster, and neither of us are Street Fighter 2 experts, so not going to get much content out of that.
Yeah.
Alright. Okay, Soon, what you been up to this week? Other than working on the thing with the project.
Oh, you mean Dormammu? I only did that yesterday, if I'm being honest.
I thought I'm not sure why I thought soon would say, "Oh, your mom." the project.
Uncalled for, Addy. Uncalled for. Wait, did you say that you did or did not finish up the Dormammu tiles?
I have not finished up the Dormammu, like, even close. I finished up writing up in the Excel sheet his cards. All I have to do is, like, copy those in, put them into the card generator, and then that'll start generating cards, but I need to find pictures before I do that, and so that's going to be a bit.
Okay, I was curious if you've finished his realm tiles.
His realm tiles?
Yeah.
Oh, did I not do that?
Two of them don't have actions. But other than that, I've got everything finished for that. I just need to know the actions on the remaining two spaces, and then his realm board will be done.
1 second. Can you help me balance Galactus after whatever we're doing?
I don't know. I feel like we should take Galactus for another couple test runs before we decide what to do about him.
Okay, but if we're playing today and we want to test someone, we should test out Thanos as well.
Yeah, that's true. But what was I going to say? Well, I think partly the thing is, like, what I said during the recording, well, not the recording, but the session we ran last week, is that Disney Villainous is a very interesting game because some villains are just a lot stronger and some villains are a lot weaker. And it doesn't matter balance-wise because of the fading system.
Yeah.
It's like, imagine if...
What do you mean? Some villains a lot weaker? We had a freaking triple wielding fairy.
But to be fair, there were so many times Pink almost won the game.
Yeah.
Because he did have some curses that could just ignore her.
I'll just do it when we're playing Villainous so I can actually have, like, reference points to look off of for the board realm tiles.
Yeah, I would think that the thing with Galactus, I would say simultaneously make it more reasonable to get the elemental converter out. So it's not just a 1 in 30 chance.
Yeah, I'm going to add another one.
And I would also say give people the ability to smash how many cards are there that can break the elemental converter? I know there's Thing.
There's the Thing, and that's it.
Maybe have 2 fate cards that can break items.
Okay. But,
because right now the elemental converter just kind of makes Galactus's realm really awkward if he doesn't get it out or if he gets it out.
Yeah.
If he does get it out, you really need to hope you get Thing. Anyways, that's your tabletop talk there.
Yeah, I also need to make his fate deck just stronger in general, in a lot of ways. Because, like, every time you guys faded me, we're like, well, none of these cards are very useful, so
it's only
I guess I'll throw this one out.
Galactus's fates only exist to block the top actions.
Yeah.
What you mean?
So
has the problem of it just basically builds an environment for Galactus where Galactus isn't doing much on each of his turns, which is not very exciting play.
That's true, yeah.
So there should be more motivation to crush the fate cards other than just freeing up actions.
And I'm going to need help figuring out how to do that with Galactus because, like, yeah, I want to have, like, the fate decks counteract him, but, like, the only ways to counteract him that I can figure out are, like...
Well,
they just, like, prevent him from playing, basically.
Yeah, we'll have to think more about it later.
Yeah.
Did you do anything else this week?
I've been playing a lot of Stellaris.
Okay, yeah, I saw about that. You modded it through the ass, right?
Yeah, I got 80 mods. Now I'm actually playing complete vanilla. But no, I got a pack that contained 80 plus mods.
Okay, okay. It was someone else's pack, so they'd already went through and
Yeah.
made sure they were all compatible.
Yeah, because nowadays, like, Stellaris, most of the mods are, like, split between, like, 50 different versions of Stellaris.
Oh.
Because they're not updating them. Mostly because recently, like, recent patches have made the game unplayable in the late game, and so a bunch of people have dropped off.
Yeah, that Paradox has trouble managing gameplay rhythms.
Yeah.
Because, like, when CK2 works or Stellaris works, like, I personally don't enjoy Paradox games, but there are some people who just get into them and spend thousands of hours, like yourself. But at the same time, I hear of stuff like Imperator Rome or Stellaris' late game, where Paradox just fucks the balance so hard that people are like, just won't play it at all, let alone 100 hours.
Yeah.
And Hattie, you've not played any Paradox games aside from like a couple hours in CK2, right?
Yeah, well, a couple hours is saying too much, because, like, I booted up CK2, for one, because of my small display, and freaking how it's... Basically, I had to turn the resolution down to, like, nothing, so I can actually have the game run at, like, 5 frames a second, and then I couldn't freaking like see most of the UI, and the parts that I could see were confusing as shit. So then I quit.
What kind of fucking crazy nonsense magic is your computer built out of? It can run Dota 2, but it can't fucking run CK2, Crusader Kings 2. I don't understand.
Okay, to be fair, Crusader Kings 2 does require a good CPU.
I was about to say, is it a processor versus graphics card thing? Yeah.
Addy probably has a worse CPU than a GPU, if I had to guess.
I don't have a GPU. I just flat out don't.
Wait, you can't not have a GPU. You can't play games without a GPU. What do you mean?
I don't think Dota 2 can run without a graphics card, Addy.
Nothing can run without a graphics card.
Dude,
Well,
hang
on, you can run it in safe mode without a graphics card. I know that because I had to run this computer without its graphics card for a little bit.
Okay.
But yeah, I have an integrated freaking graphics card that's integrated into my processor. So yeah.
Well, I mean that technically is a graphics card. It's presumably not a good one, but it is one.
It's like it's middle of the line for like 5 or 7 years ago.
Mm.
So it's an okay graphics card. I've seen graphics cards that go for like $60+ used that are worse than it, but that doesn't make it like really good.
I would think the bigger problem is just that it's inbuilt into the processor. So if you wanted to replace the processor, you'd have to get rid of it as well. Ooh. I mean, it doesn't clip out of the processor, does it? Because all graphics cards do that. They all clip.
I don't think so. No.
Okay. I can't take a look at it myself, so I have to just go off your word here. Because when I was replacing my graphics card, it's got this long running slot, and then this part that clips in and out. This kind of that locks it in place.
No, dude, that's an actual graphics card. This is like, it's integrated because it's not non-removable. Is the thing.
Oh, it's soldered in.
Probably, yeah. Well, either that, because integrated to the motherboard graphics card or soldered into the motherboard. I'm not sure about integrated into the processor because I haven't gotten the freaking PC apart yet because I'm scared. I won't be able to put it back together.
Okay, so I'm about to say something that might be stupid, but soldered in, it would be like processors are always soldered into motherboards, right, Soon?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, because my processor is soldered into my motherboard.
Mm-hmm.
In which case, I don't think you can remove that.
Yeah, no. Probably not.
Eey. I mean, is your computer case big or small?
It's a small lying one, so it can only fit low profile shit.
Okay, because that is a big question there for whether you'd want to keep the thing or not.
I mean, it's not about keeping the thing or not. It's about not being able to afford an actual graphics card.
Well, I mean, the more parts of the computer you can keep, the cheaper it is, because then you can just upgrade certain parts that aren't working as well as others.
Yeah,
Though,
true.
Though, admittedly, it is all inherently somewhat time. Well, okay. When I upgraded the graphics card, I had to replace my power supply. My old power supply was working just fine, but it just didn't provide enough power. It wasn't strong enough. But other than that, I think that you can just replace parts as whichever, individually.
For the most part, yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, there's PC talk. What even led to that talk? Oh, Paradox, right. Soon, Stellaris.
Yes. Yeah. I was playing Stellaris, and I enslaved Earth with my midget mole people. My cute midget mole people.
Dwarf.
What?
Dwarf.
I think dwarf is just as insulting, my dude.
It's one of those things where there is no term that isn't insulting.
Okay.
I think dwarf is the accepted one. I think dwarf is
vertically
just the accepted
challenged
one
people.
right now.
I think that's verse soon.
Well, let's see what the politically correct way to say short person is.
Little people, I think.
It might be little person. That's what I was thinking.
Well, last I heard, little person wasn't good because it was seen as diminutive.
Dude,
All of them are.
All
of them are.
I can tell you midget is one that's guaranteed not okay.
Person of short stature.
Person of short stature.
I guess that makes sense.
Fucking mouthful.
Yeah,
Like,
I was about to say.
Like, why you gotta go and make things so hard to say?
I mean, at least that one can be turned against them. So, you know.
But I think it's okay to call the human race enslavers midgets. I don't think it's bad to offend them.
Right, but there's an association with an actual group of...
I know.
I'm curious why you threw midget in there, because I would assume mole people are small anyways.
You don't have to tell me about what's politically correct. I live in Boston.
Hang on, I gotta go turn off my heat. Soon you keep talking, I'm gonna go turn off my heater. It's burning me out of the room.
Yeah. I enslaved the human race.
Think if you're speaking, we can't hear you. Okay, no, never mind. There you are.
With my cute mole people, by sending robots to kill them at first, and then the ones that survived I enslaved. And now they are my domestic servants if they're not working the minefields.
So you made Terminator.
Yeah, basically. Except Terminator led by cute mole people.
The Terminators didn't enslave the people, they just killed them.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true.
But it did kill most of humanity with machines, and then the more people enslaved the humans.
I killed their entire army with machines.
Oh, the army, okay.
Yes, I killed the army with machines.
I'm surprised that none of the Terminator movies went for the classic dumb twist of, oh no, the robots have started eating the people.
Yeah, they have.
Did they do that?
Yes, the Terminator, what was it? Terminator, the one with, what's his name?
The
really, really awful, I mean, they're all really awful after Terminator 2. But it was the one that was set in the post-apocalyptic. I think it was
Judgment Day?
Salvation,
yes. I think they had the robots eating people.
Did they? I didn't... literally the only two things I've ever heard about...
Weird with... Let me read the plot. I don't know why I'm reading it.
Yeah, I know that in Terminator 3 they had that term...
Yes, where he discovers human prisoners and schematics for incorporating living tissue into a new type of Terminator. So kind of eating people?
Well, no, I think they're just skinning them and having the robots wear the skin.
It's recycling people.
It's recycling people. They're very environmental, these robots.
Isn't that how the... Correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't that how the T-800s are made?
The T-800s
I don't
are...
remember if they're synthetic or organic skin. I mean, it would have to be organic because they need that for the time travel, right?
Yes, the T-800s with Arnold Schwarzenegger are made that way.
Right, so
That's the big plot twist at the end of the movie.
that's not really a plot twist at all.
Okay, well, Terminator Salvation is the dumbest movie ever. So
I
It's
want
pretty
I want a Terminator movie where it focuses on Arnold Schwarzenegger's Terminator, but it's a skeleton going around freaking killing Terminators, and then the big plot twist is that it rips itself apart, and Arnold Schwarzenegger is actually inside. It was a human all along.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. I love it, Addy. Oh man. Didn't the Terminator from Terminator 3, the female Terminator, didn't she like drink someone's blood at some point though? Or was that just like just to
probably.
identify them or something? Terminator 3 was so fucking weird.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? I can, for once, there's a person on the podcast that I can say Terminator, and they're actually like, oh yeah, I've watched Terminator movies.
Yeah.
How many fucking episodes ago was it that I was like, hey, Terminator 2 is a great movie, and Pink and Addie are just sitting there like, what?
Okay, Pink, you should go watch Terminator 2 after the podcast, or after the game we play. After the
Are
podcast.
we playing a game?
Probably.
I'll depending on how long the podcast goes, I might not have time.
Okay.
All right. What else was there? Do you have anything else to say about Stellaris?
Stellaris, I mean, other than the fact that they still haven't fixed the balance issues that have existed since day one regarding the fact that half the ship classes are completely useless. Weirdly, the first ship class you get, the weakest one, is the best. Second best is the last one you get. So most of the game you're going to be spending with the worst ship class, which is actually the best.
I believe we call this the Anthem problem.
Because basically they made the first ship class really, really good at invading, and it's so good that it like out tanks some of the tanky ships, except for the last one. Because they just dodge the shots instead of tanking them.
All right.
And so, like, they're actually the best. They're the best tank ship in the game. And you send them in first so that the enemy will target them. And then you send the big, last, powerful ship in after them so that it's not targeted. Because it's actually... Because it actually tanks less.
Of course.
So that I also played some Endless Legend. I got back into that, and I'm actually finally having fun with it.
That's the fantasy strategy game, right?
Yeah, the fantasy civ game.
Okay.
Made by the people who are making Humankind.
Yes.
And what else did I do? I also played more of the Monarch's Journey things for CK2, which, if you don't know, the Monarch's Journey is this, like, bi-weekly...
Challenge.
Is it bi-weekly if it's, like, every 2 weeks?
Yeah, I would say it's bi-weekly. Bi-weekly challenge to unlock shit in CK3 when it comes out.
Where you play, like, different rulers, and then you have to complete challenges with those rulers.
And those challenges sounded really stupid.
This latest one, you're playing a Muslim woman who becomes powerful because her husband becomes incapable, and so she takes over.
Okay, that already sounds like kind of a difficult idea.
But that was actually one of the easiest, if I'm being honest.
Right.
But anyway,
wasn't there one that was really fucking stupid?
Probably. I think so. I think there was one that I got really upset about.
I can't remember what it is. Carry on.
There is one where, like, you're Oh, the one I think you're thinking of is the one where you're like really old and you have to complete a bunch of challenges before you die. And like you can die within like 2 years of spawning.
Right, because death by old age is random.
Yep.
Don't you love Random Number God? I love Random Number God. It's such a good mechanic. It's my favorite part of Western game design philosophy.
I mean, to be fair, there's not a lot of other ways to like determine when you're going to die.
I mean, they could have little notifications that are like, hey, your bones are starting to get brittle. Hey, you're starting to feel cold all of a sudden.
Yeah, that is one of the criticisms that they've received. I wonder if CK3 will fix it. It's been a criticism for a long while, but yeah. Anyway, I've also played... I mean, I've been watching my girlfriend play a lot of Sims 4 because she's very, very addicted to it now.
You fucked up. I was thinking, like, why would you do that at the very beginning of when you start doing it? And you fucked up.
Wait, what? Why?
Sims! It's Sims!
Yeah, but, like, it's the easiest way to get her into video games because the controls are very, very simple.
Yeah, but you spend a fucking decade on it.
Yeah.
And you walk away not having really gained much, honestly.
Mm. Yeah, that's true.
Are you saying the torture room wasn't worth it?
Oh, boy. Yeah, I got my own Sims thing to say when we get to my side.
Did I do anything else? No, I didn't do anything else. All right. Skip me.
Pink!
Nah.
Nope.
Ahem. Ahem. All right. Let's see. We'll start with Fire Emblem. New character out in Smash Brothers. Violet. What's that?
Alex does not like.
Strangely, very unique from the current Fire Emblem roster. Actually does not have a counter.
She doesn't have a counter. Oh my god.
Honestly, not sure what the down special is. It might be a counter, but if it is, it works in the same way as Incineroar's would.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, I haven't quite figured it all out yet, but I'm getting there. But very, very powerful character. They might have given us another pay-to-win DLC with this one.
Oops. Bayonetta's back. I saw a comment the other day that was a couple years old from the time when Smash for Wii U was relevant. And the comment just said, Bayonetta is God's punishment for all the Americans who voted for Shrek and Goku.
Wait, what?
In Super Smash Bros. 4, Bayonetta was a DLC character, and she was notoriously broken.
Right.
No other character in the game could compare to her. It compared to Smash Ultimate, the newest one, where she's actually kind of poop. There's no balance in Miyazaki's house.
There's only Space Harrier.
They just do whatever they want.
There's only Fire Emblem. No, Space Harrier is fucking... Addy, Pink, move forward before I get angry about Space Harrier.
I don't even know what that is, so let's move forward.
It's bad.
So I watched Star Wars this week, the original one. That was pretty cool. Didn't make it all the way through because unfortunately I had to go to bed. Otherwise, I would have missed out on work.
It is so weird that you can say I watched Star Wars and that can have a double meaning. You could mean I watched A New Hope. Alternatively, you could have watched literally anything else in the series, and we'd all just be confused.
Yeah.
He said he watched the first one, so he watched Phantom Menace.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I watched the best one, obviously.
Did you enjoy those Darth Maul flips?
Jar
It
Jar.
was the original
Just-
Spot Monkey.
Okay, so New Hope. Are you with on my side with it? New Hope is a movie that's technically quality but kind of boring subjectively, or are you
Or
on
are
Ted's
you
side?
on
Are you
my
on Ted's
side?
side that New Hope is still the second best in the series after Empire Strikes Back?
Or are you on my side where you think it's the best movie, period?
What?
I
I'm sorry. What?
personally,
okay.
I've never found it to be boring. So
Okay.
I struggle to think of a part where it could be found boring, but I guess you'd have to enlighten me on that.
I don't know. It feels more. It feels more like there's not much happening. Like there are big moments that I can think of that I still really enjoy. Han shooting Greedo is always a good moment. Like really the entirety of the bar scene, honestly.
Yeah.
Obi-Wan's duel with Vader. I just don't actually care for Luke or Leia that much in New Hope. I like them a lot better in the following movies. So for me, New Hope is all about Obi-Wan and Han.
Right.
Okay,
I think New Hope is unique in that it kind of has like two very short movies in one.
yes.
Where the first one you've got the rescue of Princess Leia, and then the second one you've got taking out the Death Star.
Yes, that's always been something that felt very awkward to me, but I'm sure you guys are going to disagree on that.
No, I can't agree with that. I do find the pacing to be kind of spotty in the first one.
Like it feels like New Hope, its story reaches its climax when Obi-Wan dies,
Yeah,
and then it keeps going.
and yeah, that's genuinely when I went to bed. I was like, "All right, Leia's saved. Obi-Wan's dead. I'm going to bed now."
Like don't get me wrong, the Battle of Yavin gives Luke his big hero moment,
Mm-hmm.
and it brings Han's original character arc to a close. It just feels so out of place in the moment.
Right.
Okay, so now I'm curious. Soon, in your opinion, which is the best Star Wars movie?
New Hope.
Which is your favorite?
New Hope.
Okay. Not to keep this going on.
Actually, wait. I mean, there is a caveat to that. I have to explain that the reasoning behind The Empire Strikes Back not being my top one is mostly because it can't exist by itself.
Really?
At
Very
all.
true.
Well, that's
Like, it can't. It can't. Like, it's both a continuation, very much so.
I'm not
and
arguing
it's
that it can't
very
exist.
much so left on a cliffhanger. Like, it both requires the previous movie and it requires the next movie. It's the only Star Wars film that you cannot watch by itself.
I guess then, like, we're coming from
Like,
different
yes, it
bases
is
here. Because I don't.
Technically, it is the best Star Wars movie, but at the same time, like, it can't exist by itself at all. It's very much so reliant on the other movies, more so than even Return of the Jedi.
I mean,
would say.
personally, I tend not to judge, like, franchise entries in a vacuum. I tend to judge them as pieces of the franchise.
I mean, yes, that's also true. But at the same time, like, I just feel like it's more of an achievement for A New Hope to be like a complete movie on its own without, like, it ends conclusively. Like, you don't need to watch another movie after A New Hope because it ends very conclusively.
Well, hang on. The follow-up to this is Terminator 1 the best Terminator movie? Because if you watch Terminator 2, you're going to be like, what the fuck are Terminators? Why is Lincoln Connor crazy?
I watched Terminator 2 without watching Terminator, and Terminator 2 was still very easy to understand.
Right, but they don't explain, like, what's going on with Sarah Connor. Who is the father of John Connor? Why is Sarah Connor scared shitless of the T-800?
I'm pretty sure that they do explain that. She explains that, like, he tried to kill her. Which, okay, anyway. I would still say A New Hope is better. Also, Terminator 2 does have a conclusive end as well.
Pink, what's your perspective on this?
I've never seen Terminator.
No, sorry, no.
Star Wars.
Pink, what's your perspective on... Do you think franchise entries should be viewed as part of the franchise or in a vacuum?
I really don't know. I've never put that much thought into it. Because I feel like when I was younger, I would absolutely watch either A New Hope or Revenge of the Sith. No, that's not the one. Empire Strikes Back. Without feeling the need to watch one for the other or one without the other. But for the third one, I don't know, I felt like I needed the second piece to watch it, so I could watch the first and second one as standalones, but I could never watch the third one as a standalone.
So you're kind of like saying you kind of lean towards Soon's position that you should judge them in a vacuum?
Yeah, I'll say that.
Okay, I was going to ask Addy, but I'm pretty sure his opinion on Assassin's Creed Odyssey already gives us his opinion on this.
I mean, I judge things as both in a vacuum and as a part of the series, and then I form my opinion after I reach those conclusions separately. So,
well, I suppose it's good to look at it both ways then, but for me, like, looking at it both ways, Empire Strikes Back still adds up to be a stronger entry than New Hope. Even if you include that it is reliant on Return of the Jedi to follow it up. I mean, I accept that I don't have the best opinions on Star Wars. I don't have the best takes. My favorite one is Return of the Jedi, which I think already makes my opinion invalid in most people's eyes.
I don't understand why Return of the Jedi gets so much hate. It's Ewoks. A good movie.
Ewoks.
I know, but like...
I didn't mind the Ewoks. What?
Is Return of the Jedi the one with the... Oh, well, it's the one with the Ewoks. Yeah, that's probably my favorite one.
Yeah, the Ewoks, I don't mind. Fucking Leia and Han having the guerrilla war on Andor is cool. Dark Luke is the fucking coolest. With the fucking robot hand and green lightsaber.
Isn't Boba also in that one?
Return of the Jedi has Darth Vader's...
No.
Redemption.
His no.
Hang on, it didn't originally have his no, Addy. That was added after Return of the Sith.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I was wondering because I didn't remember that scene.
Hang on, if we are considering the Lucas cuts, and not the originals, Return of the Jedi is the worst because the fucking Jabba the Hutt musical number that he added in for no reason.
Oh yeah. That did ruin the movie. Yeah.
I have never everyone's go-to what the fuck George moment is, Greedo shot first. For me it's that. Like, what the fuck? Why?
Okay.
Nothing. I don't understand what I'm looking at.
You know which one is the best Star Wars movie?
Which one?
The freaking Christmas special that they freaking required Mark Hamill to go in after a car crash and shoot.
The one that George Lucas said he is trying to track down all of the copies of and destroy, you mean?
Yes.
The one that is so bad, George Lucas admits it's bad.
And the thing is, from what I remember, I think there's a freaking there's a Wookiee singing number in that one.
Oh yeah, absolutely. No, fucking oh damn it. Who's the golden girl that Deadpool has a fetish for? B. Arthur?
Yeah.
B. Arthur.
Betty White's the only one I know.
Shut up soon. B. Arthur just shows up in the middle of the Star Wars holiday special for a musical number. They put her under some shitty prosthetics to make her look vaguely alien, but you can still tell it's B. Arthur. And that's her role in the Star Wars franchise. Oh man, the great thing is the Star Wars Holiday Special is partially canon.
It is.
Because the Mandalorian at one point references it. And is like, oh yeah, you've been celebrating fucking Wookiee Christmas? Oh, Jesus.
But yeah, as for why it's my favorite, I just like simple stories, and A New Hope has a very simple story.
I think most of the original trilogy is a simple story.
Yeah. Empire Strikes Back probably has the least simple story, I would say.
Yeah.
But A New Hope is very, very simple. It's
it's the hero's journey.
Yeah, it's just the hero's journey without like any additions. I mean, I really like simple stories. Like, I also really like Karate Kid, and Karate Kid has a very simple story as well. I'm really, really sick of like the modern thing about obsession with like plot twists and doing things that are unexpected.
Right.
Because it gets so bad.
It's like the simple stories aren't enough anymore, so now they've got to go subvert everyone's expectations with the stories they basically already know.
Which causes things like Game of Thrones season 7 and 8.
But hang on though. But even before season 7 and 8, even before seasons 5 and 6, Game of Thrones was still a pretty complex show that did intentionally or unintentionally subvert expectations.
I know, but it's different.
There's no.
I'm just saying that like, when you have an obsession with subverting expectations, you end up getting things like Game of Thrones Season 8. I'm not saying that by necessity, if you have complex stories, they're more likely to be bad, or if you have plot twists, that your story is automatically worse for it. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that the obsession with plot twists can cause a detriment to otherwise good stories.
Yes, absolutely. If you're just trying to pursue artificial like shocks like that, that goes for every genre. I mean, it's really bad in horror. Like, you don't give a shit about the horror genre. I do. I'm well aware of the problem of fucking twists. Like, artificial twists. The horror genre has been dealing with it longer than anybody else.
The killer was you, the viewer, all along.
Yeah. How many fucking horror games end on that twist?
Too many.
What was the Mario game that ended with it all being a dream?
Super Mario Brothers 2.
2. Yeah, Doki Panic.
Admittedly, it's because that one's kind of not canon because it's not really a Mario game.
Yeah.
As Addy just said, it's actually Doki Doki Panic.
Yeah, didn't they like re-release it as like a different game? Or something like a reskin?
Yeah.
No, it was a reskin of Doki Doki Panic, and then in Japan, it got re-released as Super Mario USA.
Because the real Super Mario Bros. 2 was only released in Japan because it was too hard. And it was then released in the United States as Mario the Lost Levels.
Weird.
Yeah, well, if you want to get... There's a whole thing of like 80s, 90s, 2000s, the difficulty debate between Japan and USA.
Yeah.
Well, Japan and the rest of the world, really.
Yeah.
Anyway, is Pink, did you do anything else?
I did do something else. On the same topic of Fire Emblem, I started playing Fire Emblem Three Houses.
Nice.
Very good
I have
game.
no idea what Fire Emblem is even like.
Fire Emblem is basically XCOM, but medieval.
Okay.
It's XCOM with Persona's type story, I guess, where it's about party members and forming relationships and all that. But the combat influences the relationships. Like if you have a guy and a chick unit fight together a lot and they protect each other a lot, then they might develop a romance.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, Fire Emblem has a very, very vocal fan base. It used to be a cult, and now it's just kind of one of Nintendo's biggest franchises. So, how many Fire Emblem games have you said you played, Pink? 3?
This would make 3, I want to say.
Yes, you played the one with Marth before, right?
Yeah.
And it's prequel?
And it's prequel thing, maybe? I don't remember.
Okay.
I've spoken about the chronology of it all before and how I don't understand it, so I don't know if I'm playing games from the past or present or future.
Well, knowing Japan's love for bloodlines, I'm sure that all the heroes are descendants of each other.
Oh, yeah.
Because if you're not of noble blood, you're not worth anything. Filthy peasants. Yeah. Anyways, so Three Houses is about, like, medieval schools, right?
Yeah.
And you're basically forced to choose between, the Harry Potter houses, Slytherin and Hufflepuff and whatever.
And Ravenclaw.
I've never read a Harry
No
Potter,
Gryffindor.
Yeah.
There are no good people here.
So this one is very different from the others because, or actually I couldn't say because I haven't played any of the recent ones, but it's different from the ones that I played in that your avatar character is actually relevant to the story on a whole, as he's the acting professor of whichever house you choose.
Or she.
Yeah, indeed. And in an amazing, miraculous change of pace, they seem to have streamlined grinding in that way, since you are a teacher of a, I don't know what you'd call the thing. It's not your typical school. We're not learning math, we're learning combat.
Military academy?
Yeah. So, by making you the professor of the military academy, it streamlines grinding to where you aren't having to rely on your units to get the final blow with their crappy iron swords in order to improve so they can use a steel sword. It's on your off days, when you're not doing battle, you can just teach your students how to get better at the weapons you want them to get better at. Okay. And it's phenomenal.
Ooh. All right. I've got a question. If you are like a professor over students at a military academy, I thought the Fire Emblem series was all about like wars between different nations. Do you and your students still get called in for actual wars, or are you just like going through training exercises?
Just training exercises.
Really? Because my understanding was that Fire Emblem, one of the big selling points was permadeath, and that people could actually fucking get killed in the field and die. Like XCOM.
Yeah. That's still a thing. In the training sessions, they will come back. But I imagine if you lose somebody during a bandit raid, or not bandit raid, when you're protecting a local village from a bandit raid, if they die there, they'd probably be dead for good.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. All right.
It's probably been introduced in a previous Fire Emblem, but nowadays they have a casual mode that you can turn on, so death wouldn't be permanent, which I actually considered turning on for this one because apparently the only recruits you'll get throughout the story are the ones from your houses or the opposing houses. So you're not, unlike previous games that I played, as you progress through the story, you're not going to encounter anyone new from the outside to recruit into your party. So that'd be kind of worrisome. It's like, if I lose somebody now, I haven't really obtained a rapport with any other students in the rival houses, so I couldn't just replace them. So I'd be in a really bad spot if I did lose somebody.
Okay, question. So, it's got like the Persona type plot where you build up relationships with members outside of the group. These are all unique characters with names and voice actors and everything, and personalities.
Yes.
How many of them would you gauge that there are? Like, if you just threw out a number.
There's probably an exact number I can give you. Let's see. I think there might be 8 students per house, so that would be 24. 24 characters in total. Or it might be 9. It might be a leader and then 8 other students.
Okay, is it possible in a Fire Emblem game for all your party members to die and then you're just stuck with no party members? It's just you.
It's probably possible. It's never happened to me, and I've never gone out and tested it, but I imagine such a thing would be possible.
Can you recruit generic troops?
The old ways in the previous Fire Emblems, as you progress through the story, if your unit count dropped too low, there would be basically a stack of reserve characters that would then be enlisted into your camp.
Did these guys not have personalities?
I don't know. I've never had any.
Okay. Wasn't there a mechanic in one of the Fire Emblem games that if two soldiers had a romance, they would have a kid, and if one of them died, they'd be replaced with their kid?
I want to say that Awakening had the child mechanic where two characters could create offspring,
And then
but I don't know if they had to die in order for the child to replace them or not.
Oh, I guess they could have just went into battle alongside their parents, couldn't they?
Yeah.
Well, son, it's time for you to learn how to kill people. So you stick your knife into their heart like this. The flashbacks to Arya and the Hound from Game of Thrones. Anyways, have you got anything else to particularly say about the game?
Not at the moment. I wouldn't say I'm only a few hours in because I've played it quite a lot recently, but haven't progressed too much through the story. So I'll probably have more to say about it next week.
How long are these games?
They are very long, especially depending on various factors that you will partake in. Like, if you do take the time to develop all your relations with all the characters, that'll add another couple 100 hours onto it.
Do you have a limited timer? Is it like you need to complete the main objective in 300 days?
No.
Oh, that changes things. So, oh man, fuck. So, like, soon, imagine how long you would take a Persona playthrough if there was no day limit, so you could just complete all the social links and skills at your leisure. How fucking long would that take?
I mean, it depends on whether you're using the gold version or I mean, not the gold, but you know what I mean. The ultimate version or the original.
It would have to take, like, when you add that stuff in, it would boost the hour count by like 50, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
And the game's already 100 hours.
On the other hand, you also like gain a bunch of ways to boost your social meters and skill meters faster.
Yeah. There's a lot of mechanics there. So would you say it's somewhere in the space between 100 and 150 hours to complete a Fire Emblem run, Pink?
Yeah. It wouldn't surprise me.
Huh. Yeah, we're probably going to be hearing about it from you next week and next week and next week.
Yep.
All right, anything else?
I think that's it from me.
All right.
Oh, Alex.
Yeah.
Have you seen the new Final Fantasy VII trailer?
No.
They have this scene where Cloud cross-dresses.
Oh, yeah, that's what everybody was waiting for. You know the scenes I'm waiting for? The scenes are gonna get cut. Like, how about that scene where Cloud beat the shit out of Aerith?
How about that scene where Eric calls freaking Cloud retard?
No. Nope, you got it mixed up. No, Tifa calls Barrett I'm not going to say the word.
The cross-dressing outfit looks so bad because Cloud is clearly a dude. Just wearing a dress and pigtails.
I feel like there's two ways they can go on that.
That's the joke, dude.
Just look at the video I sent you guys.
I feel like it's the same deliberate joke Persona 4 did with cross-dressing male party members.
Mm-hmm.
Where, like, Yosuke obviously would have made the best girl, and yet he's the one that came out looking really fucked up. Like, Cloud obviously should be able to cross-dress pretty well. He can't.
Yeah, but
And
this
that's
is so bad. Holy shit.
Yep. Well, the thing is, if Cloud did cross-dress well, there would be so much fan art.
Yeah. But there's already that fan art out there.
That's true. That's true.
Like, that's not going to make it any worse.
I don't know. It might. Like, do you remember how bad people shit the bed when Tifa didn't have ridiculous fucking chest missiles? When she had something that was actually biologically feasible?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. Does anyone here really care about Final Fantasy VII?
No.
Nope.
I own the original game.
I just found it funny that they had the cross-dressing scene in the trailer.
I mean, it's like one of the few dumb, goofy moments from the original that they can keep. Because it's a classic Japanese comedy bit.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, most of the comedy bits from Final Fantasy VII are gonna be fucking gone because Cloud's a huge edgelord now. And Cloud in the original Final Fantasy VII was a fucking dork.
Yep.
Like, they're definitely cutting out the part where Cloud makes the big inspirational speech and then says, "Alright, gang, let's mosey." and Aerith and Tifa are just there like, what a fucking nerd. I'm gonna bone him. Give me some of that nerd ass. Anyways. Addy, what'd you do this week, man?
Right, so I gave a chance to Wipeout, the racing game series, not the TV show.
I always get that one confused with, Flat Out.
Yeah, probably because Flat Out is a racing game that I actually like. Yeah, Flat Out 2.
Is Flat Out the one where you can launch the driver from the front window?
Yes.
Okay.
So, Wipeout is F-Zero if you had none of the characters.
Oh.
Also, kind of Mario Kart, but not really. So it's like I'm not sure. I actually haven't played. I played I think the first F-Zero, but that's it. But yes, I don't know if F-Zero has weapons, but if it doesn't, then this one does.
Yeah.
And that's about it. It's a racing game.
It sure is.
Yeah. I unlocked 2 core cars. There's like freaking 50 of them, so give them props. At least there's a big roster.
Now the question is, when you say that there's a big roster, are they all just 50 different slight variations of race car? Or can you unlock shit like big trucks or golf carts?
So here's the thing. This is when I said F-Zero, I wasn't lying. It's a futuristic like hover racing.
Oh, I thought Wipeout was modern day realistic looking.
No.
No. Wipeout is very futuristic.
Okay, you've lost me.
Wipeout is actually a good, fun racing game.
Oh, you've actually played it.
It's one of those very arcadey type of racing games.
Like it's so arcadey that the controls are stuck in the PS2 era.
Yeah, that's also.
But yeah, it wasn't bad. I won't claim that it's bad. I had some fun with it, but hey, it's a racing game. So that's also I finished Lords of the Fallen. I guess we'll bring that up. So, Lords of the Fallen, I championed my way through it. I respect, because the game freaking is biased. I went through the stupid minigame where you have to pull the respect stone out of the main character's ass to be able to respect. The thing is, I say that as a joke. And it is, but the actual way that you respect your points is more stupid and probably less fun.
Okay, hit me.
So to respect your points, you have to go back to spawn, where you have to parkour your way to a hidden entrance, where you have to parkour your way to a key, and then in one of the boss arenas, there's statues. And you just have to know that you can go up to the statues and then give them the key, and that will respect your points.
Okay, the Soul series is fond of secrets, but not that kind. Okay, the equivalent Dark Souls 1 secret is that there's a bird you can trade some items to, and she'll give you much better items. Not something so integral as respecking.
And the thing is, parkouring your way to the stone. fine. Going up to the statue and giving it the stone to freaking respec your points, fine. Not at the same time though.
Is there any hint that this is the case?
There's one open door that you can walk into, but aren't it's out of the way. That if you look up, you see that the freaking there's a floor that, well, you don't have an upper floor, so you have to jump over it to reach something, and that's the only hint you get, and you can miss it.
Do you get any hint that the statue is where you go to use
No.
the item to respec?
Not at all.
Oh
Like,
no!
Unless you want, I don't know because I didn't check before I had the stone, but I don't think they even give you a freaking prompt to insert the stone if you don't have it. Which, if they do, then there's that prompt. But if not, then there's nothing.
Okay, well, let's reserve judgment on stuff we don't know about.
Yeah. So there might be a prompt, but still, like most of the other parts lead me to believe that there's not. But who knows?
Ooh.
Yeah. So
That game stunk.
Yeah.
Like I started it up and I was like, all right, me and Addy are gonna play this game and I'll be able to talk about it with Addy. I went up to the first enemy. I pressed the attack button. My character started moving his hammer, scratched his ass, moved his hammer a little bit further, threw out his back, put his back in order, finally hit the enemy. Hit for a very little damage, almost no hit stun, so didn't really combo very well.
What game is this?
Lords of the Fallen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, dude, and I I use most of the faster weapons because freaking no. But to actually beat the final boss, you have to play the freaking heaviest weapon.
Yeah.
And so that's why I respect, because I build, like, most of the times when I play Souls games or I play RPGs, I make a well-rounded character because I go in with the assumption that I can, if I need something, then I'll be able to put my points into it. And it worked out in Neo. It worked out in whatever small parts of Bloodborne I played. It worked out in freaking New Vegas. So I was like, well, probably they wouldn't freaking be stupid enough to make it so only one actual stat works. Because, Bloodborne has a bias towards, or not Bloodborne, freaking, I don't remember which game, whatever. Like, there are obvious biases in the game. Like how you shouldn't put freaking points into magic in Bloodborne, I think. But like you can still do it, and it still does things, and you still get better. It's just that you could be better. You could be even better if magic doesn't suit your playstyle or something. In this game, no. You put your freaking points into strength, or you don't put them anywhere at all, because bloody hell.
I've got a question. Is there a stat that only affects your, like, poison resistance, frost resistance, curse resistance, whatever?
No.
Okay, they at least missed that pitfall, because that stat was notoriously useless in Dark Souls 1.
Well, I mean, there might be. I just freaking didn't even give it enough time to look at.
Yeah, you could totally play the Souls games only investing in 2 stats, honestly.
But yeah, freaking basically the only two stats I spent points into after respecking my character were strength and endurance, because strength made it so the scaling weapons scaled up even higher, and endurance made it so I can actually swing them around.
Isn't it usually the case that, like, it's optimal to only max 1 or 2 stats in Souls games?
Depends on which Souls games you're talking about. Because Dark Souls 1, absolutely. Dark Souls 1 is... Bloodborne? Yeah, Bloodborne, generally speaking. Yeah, though there are some builds that encourage a little bit more diversity.
Yeah.
Dark Souls 2 is, like... Dark Souls 2 is famous for the fact that it's got the most build diversity out of any game. You can probably invest your stats any which way, and you'll find a way to work it.
Okay.
Optimal builds are fine, but like this isn't even optimal builds. This is the one build that the game allows you to have and actually beat it.
Yes. That's the problem of the game being a blatant ripoff of Dark Souls 1 immediately after Dark Souls 1 came out. Because by far the most popular build in Dark Souls 1 is strength-based. find the heaviest armor you can get, find the biggest, dumbest, heaviest anime sword you can get, and just play through the game that way. Because your character's slow as fuck, but he hits for a ton of damage, and that's really all people care about.
Yeah.
Okay, I've got a question, Addy.
Yeah.
If your armor is good enough in Lords of the Fallen, can you just ignore hit stun?
Sometimes.
Okay, because part of Dark Souls 1's thing was that if you were heavy enough, you could just ignore hit stun. It didn't affect you.
Well, the smaller enemies hit, you ignore, yes, but then there's like the big guys, and they don't care about your freaking armor. And especially not the boss.
Okay, so it's more on the level of Dark Souls 2. Where it's a possibility, but not a guaranteed go-to optimal solution.
Yeah. So that, let's see what else. Another issue that I had with the game that isn't actually like, well, it's kind of gameplay related, but not really. Because here's the thing. The number that is displayed for most of the weapons is, the damage number is displayed for their optimal play style. Which, it's not, you don't get told what the optimal playstyle for that weapon according to the devs is. So it's like, okay, so does my sword do 260 damage two-handed, one-handed, or what?
Okay, hang on. All right. So wait, the damage number listed is like, hey, if you had built 40 strength, this is what the damage number would look like. We don't know what your damage looks like now, but it would look like this if you had 40 strength.
No, it's like this sword does 400 damage, but only if you use it two-handed. And we don't tell you that you have to use it two-handed to get that damage.
Oh, okay. Well, Souls does it like that, except it tells you the damage for one-handed, and flatly all cases where you two-hand the weapon give it like times 1.25 damage or something like that.
And that's fine. That makes sense. But just displaying the two-handed damage and not telling you that it's the two-handed damage makes no sense.
Yeah, that's definitely fucking weird.
And then there's also weapons that are literally designed to not work one-handed. But you still have an option to wield them one-handed. But they don't work.
Like what happens? Does your character just not swing, or does he put out like?
Yeah, so there are these large hammers and shit, where if you do any attack one-handed, your character tries to lift it, is unable of doing so, and puts it back on their shoulder, and that's the attack animation.
Is it strength based? If you raise your strength,
no, it's not.
Oh,
I checked. I don't think it is.
If you're strong enough in Dark Souls, you can one-hand any weapon. That's weird.
That's life.
Cause like freaking, I had my strength higher than the requirement by like a lot. I don't remember how much, like 5 or 10 points, and I still couldn't lift them. So yeah, nice game. GG.
Okay. Well,
Yeah,
I uninstalled that 10 minutes after starting it.
Same. I played it when it came out because I had it at my library for.
Right, back in the day when you were desperate for anything on the PS4.
Yeah, that's true.
I remember you spent a lot of time in that one shooter game.
Was it Killzone?
No, not Killzone, where you're going around.
I could not play Killzone for very long.
Most people couldn't. The one where you're in the spaceship and you're flying around the sphere.
What?
Oh,
Resogun.
Resogun, yes.
Yes, that was the only good game on the PS4 in the first probably year.
I think the first PS4 game I put any real time into probably would have been Resident Evil Revelations 2, which is a port of a fucking Nintendo 3DS game. Yikes, that first 2013 and 2014 were rough years for the PS4.
I actually probably put the most. Oh no, Dragon Age Inquisition. That's probably the one I put most time into.
It was okay.
I know, but like compared to everything else,
Yeah,
like what else am I supposed to play? Assassin's Creed Unity, Watch Dogs,
UFC 15.
What even else was there? Man,
Lego
2014
Marvel.
was so trash.
WWE 2K15. That game was fucking terrible.
Infamous Second Son.
Oh no.
Shadow of Mordor actually came out in 2014 for the PS4. So
Shadow of Mordor had like really good long-term gameplay, at least.
yeah, Far Cry 4, ew.
Better than Far Cry 5.
That's true.
That series really did not get past 3, honestly. They're still stuck on 3.
My favorite part of
2015 got a lot better with like Until Dawn,
Bloodborne.
Phantom Pain.
Yep.
my favorite part of Far Cry 4 is how you like the opening the intro is you speaking with the antagonist of the game, and he tells you to wait. If you actually wait like 10 minutes, he comes back and the game ends.
Yeah. That's actually the best ending. Like, Far Cry's central theme is the best action is to not take action. That is genuinely its central theme. Every game, the best ending is the ending where your character does nothing.
Yep.
Now, a lot of people think it's supposed to be political commentary, despite Ubisoft saying, we don't have politics in our games.
Oh, yeah, totally. Ubisoft. Politics? Never.
No. See, politics are bad, see, so you don't put them in your games, see, because politics, they're bad, right? And you really shouldn't use your stories to say anything political, because stories are just meant to be there to be dumb escapism. Why should they say anything? I mean, none of the greatest movies or greatest video games of all time said anything political.
Yeah, Ubisoft, yeah, they never talk about politics. Like, Watch Dogs 2 is definitely not like...
It's not political at all.
It's not political at all. Watch Dogs Legion, nah, not political. Tom Clancy, oh, no, very, very apolitical. Yeah,
Tom Clancy is probably the most apolitical writer I've ever, read.
Okay, but like, yeah. I mean, wait, what? Oh, right, you're joking. I'm joking.
I realized where it sounded like I was being an asshole and correcting you, but I was actually trying to play along with the joke. I used the wrong tone. That's my mea culpa. Mea culpa.
But yeah. Ubisoft, they never, ever do politics ever.
Mm-mm. Anyways, Addy, what? Anything else
anyway.
you do?
Hell,
I played
Assassin's Creed, honestly.
Yeah, there's nothing political about saying that Antonin Scalia was a fucking evil fucking space Nazi. Anyways. Addy, did you play Evil Antonin Scalia Simulator?
Not yet. But I did play A Bard's Tale, the first one. That game is vast and also something I won't enjoy. It's not bad, it's just not something that I'd find fun in.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't know what the fuck A Bard's Tale is.
It's like a tabletop RPG game where, well, yes, that. Also, it's probably really old because it uses the old D&D shit.
Oh,
like the 3D maps.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a freaking maze. So yeah, I played like an hour of it. I was like, well, this game is alright, and then deleted it. I think Alex just got attacked by the freaking seals. Either the animal or the freaking police.
I'm choosing to believe it was the animal.
Right.
I just come back to complete silence.
Yep.
So other
party.
So
Party don't start where you walk in.
TikTok on the clock. DJ, turn my speakers up.
If the party doesn't start till I come in, then it's a pretty shit party, honestly.
Well, I mean, what do you think this podcast is?
I mean, I think it's mostly just an excuse for us to fucking chat about shit, honestly.
Yeah.
Like earlier today, my dad asked, "Oh, how many views do your fucking Discord? I'm gonna fucking strangle you." My dad asked, "How many views does your podcast get?" And I just said 0, but we don't really intend for them to.
So obviously, he immediately subscribed.
Your dad is now going to go out and advertise the podcast.
That, dude, you have no idea how much of a fear that is. There have already been occasions where my family has brought it up when we're around, like, extended family. And it's like, oh no, please don't. Because that's when you get into the real bad shit of, like, grandma and grandpa being like, oh, he's a celebrity. No. Reverse, undo.
You say that Pink is actually well known over Hungary. Well, not well known, but you know they at least heard his voice.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Pink is a more successful voice actor than me without trying.
Yeah. So Pink, my school, my high school had a thing with the city that I live in, and so I had to make an advertisement for the city. And I had Pink do the voice acting for that.
Oh, no.
So there is a period of time where the city of Miskolc, Hungary, which is one of the 3 biggest cities in Hungary, was playing from its loudspeakers and its televisions Pink's voice over footage of a car driving through generic city. Addy, didn't you say you got that footage from Watch Dogs?
No, so here's the thing. They wanted footage of what the city would look like in 50 years or something like that. So I got like 2 or 3 seconds of footage from Watch Dogs 2, and then I got to the landmarks.
That's the worst! You asshole!
I'm pretty sure if it wasn't
Miskolc is going to look like fucking San Francisco in 50 years. Yeah!
I'm pretty sure if it wasn't Hungary, like, you would have gotten sued. But nobody cares about Hungary. They didn't know.
I'm not sure Addy's still in danger of getting sued. We might not want to.
Oh, I don't own that video, dude. It's the city's video.
Oh,
I had to sign a thing. So I clean my hands. I don't give a shit.
well, that's a fucking hustle right there, man. Did you get paid for this?
No.
Okay, well, never mind. It's not a hustle then. Did the school get paid?
I don't think so.
Probably.
That's a hustle on your principal's part, unless they get caught, in which case that school's not fucking doing anything with Miskolc again.
Yeah.
Whoopsie fucking doodles.
Alright,
oh, Jesus Christ.
Are you done?
So
Addy?
yes. No.
Okay. Didn't think
so. I also going in the line of Souls shit.
Mm-hmm.
I also played Code Vein. Well, the trial anyway.
Oh yeah, I wanna try out Code Vein.
So yeah, Code Vein.
Find out next time on the Shut Your Mouth Lounge podcast.
The Shut Your Mouth Z.
Yeah, whatever you just said.
So, Code Vein is like basically really anime or freaking Bloodborne.
Yep, that's what I figured.
So, here's the thing. I booted up Code Vein, the trial. I was like, I looked at the clothing styles and I was like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna make John in this because when I played Bloodborne with W, I made John Arbuckle my character. So I made John Arbuckle in Code Vein as well. He's more of a pretty boy, and I made a freaking backstory to actually tie the 2 games together because why not at that point?
Mm-hmm.
So somehow it fits. Is the weirdest part because blood transfusions, vampirism, whatever. It's basically the same thing.
Is
hey,
Code Vein?
There's
is
a
Code
part of
Vein
Bloodborne. There are parts of Bloodborne that layer on the vampire symbolism a lot more, aren't there? Soon.
Yeah. Is Code Vein like the Souls game with the best graphics at this point?
Maybe, I don't know.
Jedi Fallen Order looks fantastic.
Okay, Jedi Fallen. That's true. But like, I don't consider that to be a Souls game because it's just not. Like, it's easy for a Souls game, except for the fact that like it's not as mechanically sound as a Souls game. The only challenge is the fact that you have to fight the controls.
Really, all I heard was that it was a pretty good Souls game.
Yeah, no, it's a very mediocre Souls game.
Okay.
It just looks fantastic, and it's like an EA game that doesn't have microtransactions.
So yeah, Code Vein.
I'm surprised that they have character customization in Code Vein, because it looks so good that I would assume that like the characters were pre-made.
Yeah. The character customization, I downloaded God Eater 3, the demo for that as well, just to compare, because Code Vein was made by the same people as God Eater, and God Eater sucks. I don't like God Eater.
It's a good title, though.
It's a good title, but the game it's Monster Hunter, and it's Monster Hunter.
That might still be up Soon's alley.
Yeah, Soon might like it. I didn't.
I'd probably like it.
That's a hell of a title, fucking God Eater.
Yeah, that's wait, what happened to Brian, by the way? Anyway, Brian loved the God Eater series, didn't he?
I don't know.
Pink,
but yeah, so yeah.
Pink, on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate the video game title God Eater?
That's at least a 9.
At least. Hot take.
Yeah.
So yeah, God Eater had some customization, but a lot of it was preset stuff. Code Vein just basically takes the parts that they made for God Eater, takes them apart, and then just puts them in as their own customization parts, which is nice.
Huh.
There's also some new stuff like more like basically there's like sometimes it's the customization shows that it's not it's their big first dive into more in-depth customization, and then sometimes they just go into the so freaking minute details that it's weird. Because like I can't really change what outfit my character wears aside from the presets. Like I can change some parts of it, but not all. At the same time, I can change the way the freaking light shines on their eyes.
What the fuck? That's crazy.
That's anime. That is anime.
That is very anime, yeah. And the thing is, you can actually see that on the characters because their eyes are so fucking big.
Yeah.
I've got a question. Can your character wear glasses?
Yes.
Can you change the shine of the glasses?
No.
Can you at least have a taunt where when your character pushes their glasses up, their glasses shine?
I don't think so. Although that might be a taunt that you unlock later on.
RIP, worst game ever.
So, the weapon variety is at the same time not as good as Bloodborne, and also somewhat similar as to Bloodborne, because the weapon variety in itself isn't really good. There's only like 4 or 5 types of weapons, but then also your coat is a weapon, and there's there's also 4 types of coats.
Nice.
Or
That's
5,
so
maybe.
fucking anime.
Yeah, I love it. I love this game. Like, Code Vein is the first Souls game where I was smiling while playing it. Is the thing, because it was still challenging, and there's something we'll come back to later that makes it a bit less challenging. But yeah. So it's still challenging for the most part, but the freaking stupid anime shit I just love because it's so stupid, basically.
I appreciate dumb anime stuff like weaponized codes, I gotta say.
And the thing is, like, the basic code is you get a claw. Then there's a scorpion tail coat.
Oh,
There's
Nice.
there's also freaking there's one coat type that I actually haven't seen because it's not in the trial. But the other one that I saw was my favorite one because of how the coat is designed, and also you get dog arms, like the coat's arms turn into dogs and they attack the enemy.
Oh, it turns into actual dogs. It doesn't give you the
No,
arms
not-
of a dog. It turns your dog arms
No,
into
you get like
dogs.
you get like dog faces.
That's
amazing.
That is some Alucard from Helsing shit right there.
I
Yeah.
already had Code Vein on my Steam wish list, but now I definitely need to get it.
Also, this game has parries. Parry timing varies based on coats.
Oh,
Because some coats, the longest startup that you have is the freaking it's the scorpion tail coat. I don't know why, but it is.
that
But
makes
yeah.
sense. You try and parry shit with a tail.
Yeah.
But
I
so-
feel like that would actually throw me off so much having different parry times for each coat. Because like that's something that you have to like adjust to.
Yeah.
And like having a different one for each fucking coat. Ugh.
Bloodborne had different parry timings depending on the gun.
Yeah, but like I don't remember ever changing my gun.
Yeah,
I don't
absolutely. A lot of people
You
just
don't-
stick with the starting pistol because it has the fastest parry.
So here's the thing: you don't necessarily have to change coats because everything can just be upgraded.
Yeah, that's Souls.
So
Yep.
you can't just stick with the basic coat if that's what you want. But
Yeah.
yeah.
You-
What else? Freaking yeah.
I just want to note, because of Souls' upgrading system, I ran through the entirety of Dark Souls 1 wearing a potato sack on my head. Because I just kept upgrading it so that it stayed efficient armor into the late game. Pink left to go play Dark Souls right now. He heard about the potato sack and he was like, shit, I need to get me some of this. I can fucking kill people while wearing a potato sack on my head?
Pink's genuinely just left. Okay, here he is.
Thank you back.
Yeah, my bad.
So how was the potato sack game?
The what game?
Anyway,
Yeah.
yeah, let's not clue him in. So Code Vein, freaking let's see what else I can remember that was really good. The fighting mechanic is weirdly efficient. So here's the thing. Obviously, every weapon type has their own attacks. You can charge a heavy attack, but only a heavy attack, to get a different type of attack. Also, if you press R1, you do different attacks based on whether you press heavy or light. Also, you get ability attacks.
Interesting.
So yeah, that was fun, and that's why I brought up Asian MMOs, because they like some of the action ones have a system kind of like it where you do have abilities, but the abilities are actually just attacks and buffs, and that's basically what this game is, kind of.
I do remember some of that from Black Desert Online.
Yeah. The only thing about like those games is that the combat fucking sucks.
Because
And I assume that's not the case with Code Vein.
No, because they put it on a Dark Souls fighting mechanic, or Bloodborne, I guess.
And also because there's going to be at most, like, 4 or 6 people on the server instead of 1 million.
So, yeah.
Go ahead.
Then we have the abilities, which some of them are actually locked to weapon types. So, for example, okay, actually I need to dive into something else so I can actually explain this part of the fighting mechanics. So, classes exist. You get a random, or well, you get a basic one at first, which is just fighter, and then I think 2 others that are just basic types. Then, as you meet people, and as they give you their blood because you are a vampire, you learn their fighting styles, and you can improve on their fighting styles.
Ooh.
And so,
This
And
game
s-
sounds so much better than Dark Souls, if I'm being honest.
it's
This sounds like a Souls game that actually improves on the Souls genre.
maybe I haven't played the actual FromSoft Dark Souls yet, but I've played most of everything else.
If I'm being honest, they suck.
So,
Or at least Bloodborne sucked.
Obviously, I'm going to disagree, but at the current moment, I'm a bit busy.
The atmosphere was amazing, but like I hated the combat.
so yeah. So because of the class system, you get abilities like teleportation attack, which obviously I went with. And so the thing is, some attacks like the ability attack that the basic fighter class gets, or this teleportation attack that I use, they are locked behind weapon types. You can't do the special attack of the fighter class if you're not using a big ass anime dick sword. You can't do the teleportation attack unless you're wielding a normal sword. Stuff like that, which I thought was fine. Also, you get bayonets. They are guns and also swords.
Okay.
Yeah, the weird thing about bayonets is, you get freaking, well, like you have ammo, obviously. I actually didn't check if more ammo is used, but the charge attack for the gun is actually turning it into a shotgun. Which makes sense, I guess.
Yeah.
Also, our ammo isn't ammo, it's actually blood.
Of course it is.
And so you have to...
Bloodborne ammo was also blood, because everything in Yarnum is made out of blood.
Yeah, in this game, I'm not sure why ammo is blood, but...
Because you're a vampire?
Probably.
I mean, anime doesn't need much excuse to do, like, sick, stupid anime shit.
Yeah. And so there's multiple ways that you can get blood to turn into ammo. Also, ammo is used whenever you use magic, like, abilities. Better. Freaking... So there's two ways to get ammo out of people. One is to do a stealth kill on them, or parry. They're basically the same.
Yeah.
Or there's a charge attack on X, I think, which I actually don't think does anything other than it. But there's a charge attack on X that if you charge and hit people with, you get ammo from them. So there's another layer to the fighting mechanic there. Whether you go for the charge attack.
Yeah.
And so now onto the one part that I thought might be an issue for some people who like Souls, which is the fact that you basically at all times have a companion. At all times.
Cool.
Oh. Do they need to be protected?
Not necessarily, but then you will be alone. And so here's the thing. One ability that every class has is Link Heal, which I actually don't know if that's the name. I just call it that because that's basically it. Which is whenever you or your partner is nearly dead, you can press... whenever your partner is nearly dead, you can press the button. And then you wire some of your health over to them so they won't die. And they do the same to you.
Huh, okay.
So some of the boss fights are interesting because the boss fights can be a lot less forgiving because of this. Because instead of them forgiving, they just kill you and then your companion just goes, oh right, shit, and then throws you some healing. So let's go into the AI a bit. The AI is actually pretty freaking smart because here's the thing. Multiple times I have died to bosses because the AI companion wasn't paying attention to me, it was paying attention to not dying to the boss. And I like that.
That is nice, yeah.
And overall, I just had a lot of fun with Code Vein because it's fast-paced, it's still hard, but it's not a slog. It's not hard because it's a slog. And just the stupid shit that you get to do even in the trial is cool. And overall, I enjoyed it a lot. I'll probably buy it.
Yeah, I'm gonna probably... I don't know if I can buy it because I'm going to buy so many games this year already.
I'm definitely going to look into it. I downloaded the trial, I just haven't got to play it yet.
I've been keeping my eye on it for a while. It has pretty decent sales already, honestly. So I would advise waiting for a sale to get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then here's another thing that I just wanted to point out about the trial. So the trial has multiplayer. Mm-hmm. So instead of an AI companion, probably we could play together. Is the thing, even in the trial. Which is weird to me.
Yeah.
another thing actually. Now that I remember, so there's after you finish the trial, you get a trial specific dungeon as well as trial specific classes. So they were made only for the trial, from what I could tell.
Oh, yes, I remember when they first made the original demo for Dark Souls 1 to just hand out to journalists when they were hyping the game up. They allowed you to just pick from any of the game's in-story characters to play as. And they were just the pre-built characters for the journalists. So it's like, oh, play as Solaire or the Onion Knight. So I guess it's like that?
Kind of, but not really, because instead of getting to play as any of the team characters that you meet, you just get 2 Egyptian god-based classes. One of them is focused more on fighting, and one of them is more focused on ranged.
Okay.
And yeah, overall, Code Vein, pretty freaking good. So then, yeah. Did you say something soon?
I just said all right.
Then I forgot to talk about this last week, but I finished part 2 and 3, I think. I don't remember which one I talked about last, whatever. Of JoJo.
You definitely finished part 2 and said you didn't like part 3 as much.
Yeah, I finished part 3, both seasons.
Cool.
And also, I'm also like sort of in the middle or so of part 4. So JoJo seems to have this issue where the best part of the new series is the old protagonist returning. because here's the thing, Joseph was good as a protagonist in 2. Joseph was the best part of part 3 because it's Joseph. And then Jotaro is nearly the best part of part 4 if Joseph wasn't in part 4. Joseph, despite not appearing for like most of the show and also being like a frail old man that's like 100 years old, is still the best part of the show somehow.
Because hang on,
yeah?
I've got a very simple question. Part 4 is the murder mystery, right?
Yes, but I haven't actually reached that part yet.
Okay.
So they're just setting shit up, I think, setting the world up, but it's weird. It's really freaking weird because they introduce enemies and they do enemy things, and then the next episode they're like, "Oh hey, buddy pal," and they just join the gang.
Well, isn't it about like schoolyard drama?
No, one of the freaking enemies is a manga artist that steals people's lives. With his manga, and he's also a good guy now, I guess.
Well, didn't part 2 have a heroic Nazi?
Yes.
I think Araki's moral compass is not completely, right.
True. Also, there's just funny things with the series, because part 3 has 2 seasons. During part 3, season 1, I was like, because they kill Avdol, and I'm like, oh well. So far, the series has been really good about keeping people dead and making their decisions stick and all that. And I was like, I might compliment this on the podcast. Literally, the freaking episode that I watched that this thought came up, they resurrect Avdol. Turns out he was never dead.
But then they kill him again.
Well, yeah, that time he actually dies. He gets the name as death in all of his existence. Literally, Avdol's death is 1 second he's dead. The next second, Polnareff looks back and he's just 2 arms floating in the air.
Oh.
So quality death. Iggy gets a better death than Avdol.
I mean, it's not like Japan's known for respecting any culture outside of Asia, Europe, and America, so Avdol getting shit on isn't a huge surprise.
But he actually got a good death for the first time around. That's the bad part. Like, because he got this whole big heroic death, it was still a bit disappointing. But like, compared to his real death, it was freaking Shakespearean. Right. And then this continues on with the second season where Joseph dies, and then also JK, not really. Although this time I guess it's more alright because Joseph does actually die for real. And then Jotaro is like, no, old man, you live. And he wakes up. The reason why everybody loves Joseph so much, I think, is just because most of the JoJo protagonists are edgelords. They're really serious. They want to be cool and all that shit. Joseph is not. Joseph is cool because of the things he does. Like Joseph has this running gag where he tells people what they're gonna say before they say it, and it's pretty fun and all that. Also, Joseph, upon returning from the death, his first thing is to act like he's actually Dio possessed by, or Joseph possessed by Dio, and nearly gets killed again by Jotaro. So fun character. Overall, yeah, most of the new characters aren't really great. I don't think someone like Polnareff had a better reason to seek revenge than Caesar did and stuff like that, but they kind of blow most of it. And there's also shit like I didn't need to see Polnareff's dick. I didn't.
They show Polnareff's dick?
Yes, he's turned into a child and then chased around while he's naked.
And when he gets turned into an adult, his dick is showing?
No. So, thankfully, no, but still.
Well, I think I'd much rather see Polnareff naked as an adult than as a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I would have... the thing is, that's another thing that was weird, because before this, they showed... a baby that was naked, and the baby was fine because nothing was showing, even though it was naked. And then Polnareff has a dick. So yeah, there's weird Japan issues, basically.
Yeah.
But otherwise, the series is okay for the most part. And yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, and people will not stop talking about it at any point.
Yeah. But hey, freaking weird ass in part 5 or whatever. It's funny. Yay.
Yep. Anything
Like
else?
Let's see. I feel like I did something else, but I don't freaking remember it. So, whatever. Let's move on.
All right.
What'd you do, Alex?
I did a lot this week, but I think Pink's running low on time, so I'm going to try and hurry it along.
Pink, you there?
I'm here.
Okay.
How much time you got?
I've got till noon.
Till noon. Hang on, let me open up. Let me open up.
Till
2 hours.
Yeah.
Okay. So okay. I started playing Wolfenstein: The New Order because it actually works on my new graphics card. It didn't work on my old one. It sometimes forgets that it's trying to be Wolfenstein. It's like this weird fucked up hybrid of a classic FPS and like Call of Duty.
Wait, which Wolfenstein did you say?
New Order.
Oh, okay.
The 2014 one.
Right, so not Youngblood.
Not Youngblood. I know Youngblood's the one you want to be vocal about, but no, I didn't play Youngblood, no. So
Why not? Youngblood is fantastic.
Yeah,
it's the best in the series.
Yeah, I know that you want an excuse to come in and say, guys, Bethesda fucking sucks ass, but I mean, we could just bring up if we just wanted to do that, we could bring up Skyrim. Like,
I don't think you need an excuse anymore. Everybody kind of is like, yeah, Bethesda sucks. Even people who used to love Skyrim now hate Skyrim because of how much they shoved it down our throats.
I mean, I think it helps that there have been so many games that have come out after Skyrim that are better at doing some of the things Skyrim tried.
Yep.
But
Skyrim was kind of like, it only worked because of the time that it came out.
It only worked because it had a hype train behind it.
That also, yeah.
And a meme train behind it.
Yeah.
One of the first major meme trains that I remember.
Yeah.
That's probably the smartest marketing thing right now, is just to build stupid memes around your game.
I mean, to be fair, freaking multiple companies have been advertising themselves by memes in the past 20 years in Hungary.
Well, a bunch of games nowadays are trying to make themselves into memes to get attention.
No, you can't intentionally do it, because the meme community is ironic. They're always trying to be ironic about things, and they hate it when the game companies do that directly. What you've got to do is you've got to covertly, make fucking dump accounts to make memes, and try to hide it. And, pay Reddit to, suspiciously move those memes to the front page.
Yeah, Paradox is very good with their meme game. Each game has a thread on there for memes for the game that's 300 pages long.
Well, I mean, if you just have it moved to a separate section, that's always good, because I get fucking sick of memes. Get them out of my fucking face. Anyways, I started playing Wolfenstein New Order. It is the symbol of that transition from the Call of Duty FPS back into the classic id FPS, before Doom 2016 came out. That mixed identity causes some serious problems. The game's got a really good flow when you're actually properly playing, Wolfenstein. When you pick up a big, stupid, sci-fi rifle and you just mow down 30 Nazis instantly and they turn to blood in chunks. Because that's classic Wolfenstein, that's classic Doom, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you're onto the Call of Duty sections where it's sit behind cover and wait and let your health regenerate. Also, press E to... Press F to pay respects, right?
Yeah.
That shit. Press F to pull the lever. Press F to push the cart. Press F to talk to the guy. Fuck off. Put me in a level and let me get to the fucking end. Jesus.
Press Kronk to pull the lever.
Yes. Press the lever to pull Kronk. Wait. Oh yeah, it's all coming together now. So, I will say, the story is the highlight of this game. I knew a lot of people were praising New Order's storyline when it first came out, but I gotta say, it's the strangest praise I've ever given.
Is that the one that has Ronald Reagan getting killed by Hitler?
I've never heard of such a scene.
One of the Wolfensteins has teenage Ronald Reagan getting killed by Hitler, I think.
That is probably the new Colossus. Because New Colossus has a section.
That's New Colossus.
New Colossus has a section where you break into a retirement home to kill a senile Hitler. But
here, I'll link the video.
No, it's cool.
Hitler kills Ronald Reagan.
Okay. So, in New Order, I have the strangest praise for it. So ordinarily, I'm a person who is against sex scenes in media.
Mm-hmm.
I think that most of the time they're just there because, ha-ha, naked woman, let's get the teenagers to come in and pay for the game for the naked woman scene, right?
Right.
New Order probably has the only sex scene I've seen in a video game that actually adds to the story and doesn't feel like it's too focused on sexualizing the female character. And that's all I'll say about that before moving into a deeper conversation about sex scenes, because I don't think we really are well built for that. I don't think there's going to be a lot of debate there, unless Soon's particularly in favor of sex scenes. Do you love your sex scenes, Soon? I'll take those mic pops as a no.
No.
Okay.
Very, very, very few stories are able to do sex scenes in a way that doesn't feel gratuitous.
Yes. Yes, and that is my praise for New Order. New Order, I think, also does... none of it is very original or new, but I'm fine with it, because it executes a lot of it very well. It does a very good job of showing, a Nazi regime in the 60s. Where, like, some people are still living pretty good lives, you know, and then there's
Bye,
just...
Pink.
What?
Pink left.
Yeah, I know Pink left again. He always leaves. His internet drops and he has to leave and come back. It's just a thing he does. But it does a very good job of portraying, like, a Nazi regime in the 60s, and it does very well with, like, that kind of veneer of some people are living very well and, you know, just kind of, you know, going on with their day and pretending that there's not concentration camps and all that. You know, if you don't look, it's not there, that kind of thing. They do a very good job of, like, going beyond that, obviously. You, like, there are some stories where the Nazis are portrayed as just concentration camp, Hitler, concentration camp, and that's the extent of it, right? And they don't talk about any other major parts of the Nazis. But
right.
They actually do a really good job also of the Nazi propaganda, of the, what was it, the cult of action? Is that the name for the term soon?
Sure.
Like,
I don't know.
The cult, right, that's a political theory. That'd be a whole thing to get into, the cult of action. But, like, the entire Nazi thing about all that.
Yeah.
And it focuses on a lot of the marginalized groups. Not just, like, obviously the Jewish and the Romani peoples that were discriminated against. But Blazkowicz, the main character, spent some time in a mental ward. And, well, the Nazis weren't very fond of people who were disabled in any real meaningful way.
Yep.
So you get to see that in action.
Do they talk about the gypsies, though? Oh, wait, I shouldn't mention gypsies with Eddie here.
Well, they don't talk... So far, they haven't talked about it that much. I'm not very far into the game. The last big piece of praise I have to have for the game is how they handle the main character. Because he's just tired. BJ Blazkowicz is just tired.
Yeah.
Like, it's the complete opposite of Doom Guy, where Doom Guy is rage on just constantly flipping the fuck out. Blazkowicz is just like, all of his internal monologues are like, I really wish I could just retire.
Could you imagine Doom Guy in Warhammer 40k universe?
I'm pretty sure Doom Guy kind of already is in Warhammer 40k. Doom Guy could walk in from a hell portal and no one would notice. They'd just be like, oh, that Space Marine's wearing weird armor designs, but okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Speaking of which, I played Doom. Doom is a fantastic arcadey first-person shooter. The rhythm to it is fantastic. I have no idea how they make that game not be disorienting, considering how fucking fast it is. Oh, it's so good, though. It feels so good. And that's all I'll say about Doom and Wolfenstein, because that's really all I need to say. Other than that... I
guess you're excited for Doom, whatever the fuck it's called?
Doom Eternal, yes.
Yeah.
Taking Doom 2016 and making it even faster.
The thing with Doom Eternal is that whenever it gets brought up, I just remember freaking Call of Duty Infinite Warfare with its freaking Mars Eternum shit.
Doom Eternal is coming out like right around the same time as Animal Crossing.
The same day.
Doom Eternal is coming out right now.
Wait,
it's on your hard disks.
Oh no, not Skyrim again. No, right. Todd, no. I don't want the Skyrim.
15 times the detail.
Skyrim's on your phones, in your computers, on your toaster.
In your mind.
Oh my gosh, that fucking toaster, when Bethesda tried to do the fucking Skyrim meme and they killed the meme.
I'm glad they killed the meme.
Remember at E3 when they had, like, I think it was Key from Key and Peele?
Yeah.
And they, like...
He actually played Skyrim on his fridge and his...
Yes.
I mean, I'm glad they did it because it killed the meme.
Yeah, it killed the meme so fucking...
Like I said, companies can't actually do the memeing themselves. That's not ironic.
I wonder if that was their intention. Like, what if they were like, we could go ahead and kill this meme that criticizes us by memeing it?
I mean, that's how most companies now operate. Have you noticed how many companies now satirize themselves, thereby making the satire less ironic and less appealing to people who are trying to be ironic?
Yep, I have.
It's the smartest thing because, like, the millennial and Generation Z love being ironic.
Uh-huh.
So you need to make it so that the man is doing it as well. And that way it's not cool and they won't do it anymore. The number one way to make a behavior not cool and get kids to stop doing it is to get the adults to start doing it.
Uh-huh.
You can just kill it instantly.
Yep.
Like, that's probably why a lot of parents and grandparents start doing that kind of stuff. So it ruins it for their kids and they don't have to put up with it anymore.
And teachers.
And teachers. Oh, God. Oh, that's painful.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's so much worse. It's so much worse when the teachers meme.
Oh, yeah. The worst one is when they have, like, pep rallies and the teachers do the meme.
Oh, no.
Like, I remember when Harlem Shake was really big. They had the teachers come out and do a Harlem Shake video.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. My one teacher who memed was my principal, who was also the literature teacher, and every time we got to a freaking like a dance book, he was like, this piece of literature is like onions. It has layers.
Ah!
You know, the first time I heard about dabbing was when a teacher of mine dabbed on a stoner kid at the school. No, he wasn't one of my teachers, but he was a teacher. And he just dabbed on him in the hallway, and it was the worst thing. And the teacher was like 22, not like 4 years older than me. So,
Yeah.
But you know that thing with teachers who it's their first year, so they always wear suits every day?
Yep.
Because they're more scared of the kids. Like, okay. I put more time into Dark Souls 2. I've got nothing to say other than there was a fucking rad boss fight, the Lost Sinner, excuse me.
Yeah.
During the build-up to the boss fight against her, I was like, oh, hey, I can summon these two NPCs, party members, that's great. I summoned them, was about to go into the boss room, and then I got a notification that said, player XX Suckballs 69XX has invaded. And I just turned around to see the two NPC party members stomping a mud hole on this guy. He had a very bad time. I stole his soul. Delicious. And other than I put a lot of time, not a lot, but I put a bit of time into Capcom vs. SNK 2. I'm not going to talk about it, because I could talk about that for a fucking century, and I know Pink and Soon here are already tired.
Yep, I'm just sitting here on my computer.
Waiting
with,
for Tabletop Sim.
Hovering over, opening up Tabletop Simulator.
Right. I will just say adding that game is fucking crazy.
I know, dude, I have it.
Did you know that the A groove makes it where charge characters don't have to charge anymore if they're in custom combo?
No.
If they're in
What?
custom combo,
Wow, the A group.
The custom combo mode custom combo makes it where charge characters don't have to charge. And let me tell you, Guile was fucking built to charge his moves.
Oh boy.
Oh boy is right. Sonic.
So basically, you are playing a Street Fighter 2 Guile.
Yeah.
I see.
Oh fuck. Blanca is terrifying.
I love Blanca.
Yeah. Okay, you know how you need to charge up Blanca's moves?
No, I have no idea what Blanca's movesets are. I just like the character design.
Oh, of course. What am I saying? But I've played Street Fighter against Soon. He picked Rashid and did nothing but dive kicks. Which is the correct way to play Rashid. Credit where credit is due.
Yep. That's why I played him. Why do you think he was my the only character I could play?
Oh, fuck. Alright. That's enough of that. We'll see you later, folks. Oh shit, I need to bring the window up. There we go. The recording's now gone on uncomfortably long. Addy, quick, say bye. Addy, the longer it takes you to say bye, the saltier soon
Frank
gets.
the trash man said bye.
Wait, why did this just...
Alex Jeanette said fuck. Alex Jeanette said welcome soon.
Wait, what? Why is my
Alex
computer
Jeanette
doing
said
this?
to the world of TDS.
Why is my computer doing this?
That is an excellent question.
Why is it saying Alex Jeanette said fuck?
Frank the trash man said, is the recording still going? Alex Jeanette said yes. Frank the trash man said alright. Alex Jeanette said later folks.